Polynesian Surf Culture with Ian Masterson. Ke Mamala and the districts given by King Kakuiheva. During the time when Hawaii was vaguely touched by Western influences and the majority of land was still covered in lush green foliage, gods such as Kane, Kanaloa, and Pele still made a strong religious impression upon their native followers. During this era, women's expertise in surfing was looked at as equally skillful and fearless, like that of their male counterparts. Sexual freedom was still embraced, and surfing was a sport and favorite pastime that everyone was able to indulge in together as a community. In my opinion, the importance of women surfing in ancient Hawaii was so that it may be a challenging and exciting way to meet and or make a partner. Though surfing was not only for a certain nationality or sex, it was an integral part of the Hawaiian society. Surfing was part of the kapu system of government on the islands, which maintained a sense of order and societal class. Surfing was used as a means to settle arguments among the people, where wealth, social standing, land holdings, and even matters of the heart were all settled with a surfing contest. In the religious aspect of surfing, Hawaiians believe that the sea has distinct moods and actions. Kahunas would pray to the sea for the surfers, where they would also perform special hulas and rituals that were intended to please the sea. So the sea would reward the surfers with perfect waves. If surfers received those perfect waves, the people would give credit to the priests who successfully pleased the sea and were rewarded with powerful, perfect waves. Whether you were male or female, creating a surfboard included a religious ceremony. Koa, wili wili, and ulu were the types of wood suitable to craft the traditional surfboards. Surfers took special care in selecting a tree for use as a surfboard. Once a surfer selected the right tree, he or she would recite special prayers and place the fish in a hole at the base of the tree. Only once these religious rituals were completed could the tree be cut down for use as a surfboard. Surfboards were divided into classes according to the type of wood used and length of the boards. Though most Hawaiians owned a surfboard, the largest and heaviest of surfboards were reserved strictly for royalty. He'enalu, board surfing, and kahanalu, body surfing, among other ways of surfing, were woven into every aspect of Hawaiian life. Before Western foreigners landed on the shores of Hawaii in the late 1700s, sports and dancing was a high priority for the Hawaiian people. They took the necessary time to enjoy their lives. When it came to surfing, just about every Hawaiian, no matter what class, they all owned a surfboard. Surf competitions were common, and there was a widespread wagering on their outcome. More than any other people known, the Hawaiians were the great gamblers of the Polynesian Triangle. During this time frame is when, in an impulsive moment, a man would bet all his possessions. If he were to lose, he might then go on to bet his body or his bones, and thus chance losing his life or his liberty at the hands or in the service to the winner. According to Ben Finney and James Houston in Surfing, the Sport of Hawaiian Kings, surfing was more than just the catching and riding of a wave. It was the center of a circle and social and ritual activity. Surfing was such an important part of the Hawaiian people that it played an integral part of the Hawaiians' daily life and seasonal observances. Village-wide surfing was frequently cited, especially when a swell came. Being that most Hawaiians then generally depended upon the ocean, most villages were near the coasts. Thus, ancient and pre-European contact, Hawaiian surf spots were mostly near coastal villages and very populated areas. The best and most popular surf locations on each island were all known by name. Out of the 107 surfing areas throughout the islands, there were 17 on Oahu. 3 favorites of which were located in Ko, the old-time name for the Honolulu area. Ulakua, meaning black-red, Kekaya Mamala, the Sea of Mamala, and Avalua, Double Harbor. Several miles along the coast from Waikiki, going west toward what is now known as Honolulu Harbor, there was once a break called Kekaya Mamala, which was named after the Kupua Oahu chiefess Mamala. It broke through a narrow entrance to what in ancient times must have been low-lying marshland. It was believed that Kekaya Mamala was located in the area near what is now known as Ala Moana, Rock Pile, In-Betweens, or Kaisers. These contemporary surf spots are popular breaks at the mouth of the harbor channel, just east of Magic Island. Kakuiheva was the king of Oahu long ago, and it was noted that for centuries the island of Oahu had been named after him, the Oahu of Kakuiheva. He divided the land amongst his favorite chiefs, who gave their names to the places that were received by the king. Thus, what is now known as Honolulu was from the time of Kamehameha I, about the year 1800. Before that, it was always mentioned as Ko, after the chief Ko, who was a marshal under King Kakuiheva. Ko was a small district, or rather a chief's group of houses and grounds, loosely defined as lying between Nu'uanu Avenue, Hotel Street, and Alakea Street. Ko was probably the most noted place for konane on Oahu. There was a famous stone almost opposite the site of the Pakaka Temple, and this is where the chiefs gathered to play games. Apparently, this temple was standing on the western side of the foot of Fort Street, long after the fort was built, from which the street was named. It was just below the fort. Kamehameha Fit's mother Kinau owned this heiau, which was built before the time of Kakuiheva. In this temple, the school of priests of Oahu had its headquarters for many centuries. The walls of the temple were adorned with heads of men offered in sacrifice, and this is where most properties and lives were freely gambled away. The Spreckles building now covers the site of this well-known ancient gambling place. Ulukua was the place where idols were made. It was near the lumber yards at the foot of the present Richard Street. Kekau Kukui was close to Ulukua and was the place where small konane boards were laid. Here is where Mamala and Oha drank ava and played konane. Honokaupu was a noted place for rolling the mica stone. This was not far from Richards and Queen Street, although the great Ulumaika place for the gathering of the chiefs was in Ko. There was a hard, smooth track, about 12 feet wide, extending from the corner of Merchant and Fort Street, which is now occupied by the Bank of Hawaii building, along the seaward side of Merchant Street to the place beyond Nu'uanu Avenue, known as the Old Iron Works at Ulakoheo. This place was used by the highest chiefs, those such as Kamehameha I. In old Hawaiian days, Kekaya Mamala broke straight out from a beautiful coconut grove called Honokaupu, to whom King Kakuiheva gave the land east of Ko, which bore the name of its chief. The break was one of the best in all of Ko. Kekaya Mamala was named after Mamala, a famous surfer and a prominent Oahu chiefess, who loved to play konane, drink ava, and ride surf. She was a kupua, a demigod, or a hero with supernatural powers who could take the form of a beautiful woman, a gigantic lizard, or a great shark. Mamala was an excellent surfer, who skillfully performed in the roughest of waves. The waves she took much pleasure in were those that rose far out in the rough sea, where the winds of Ko'olau blew strong, and white caps were on waves which rolled in rough disorder into the Bay of Ko. Those watching her from the beach applauded her for her extraordinary athletic feats. According to legend, she was first married to another kupua, the shark man Oha. But then, Honokaupu, who owned the coconut grove, chose her to be his wife. Being a matter of rank over love, Mamala left Oha for Honokaupu. Mad, Oha tried at first to injure Honokaupu and Mamala, but he was driven away. So he fled to the lake Kaihikapu toward Waikiki. It was there that he appeared as a man with a basket full of shrimps and fish, which he offered to the women of that place, saying, "Here is life for the children." But when he opened the basket, all the shrimp and fish leaped out and escaped into the water. Because of this desertion and ridicule in the eyes of the other women, in his attempts to regain his former wife, Oha cast off his human form, dissolving all connection with humanity, thus becoming the great shark god of the coast between Waikiki and Koko Head. Beautiful Mamala was remembered afterward by the surf spot named after her, and in a song about her triangular love affair called the Mele of Honokaupu. This song in part goes like this. The surf rises at Ko'olau, blowing the waves into mist, into little drops, spray falling along the hidden harbor. There is my dear husband Oha. There is the shaking sea, the running sea of cold, the crab-like moving sea of cold. Prepare the awa to drink, the crab to eat. The small konane board is at Honokaupu, my friend on the highest point of the surf. This is a good surf for us. My love has gone away. Smooth is the floor of coal, fine is the breeze from the mountains. I wait for you to return. The games are prepared. Papoko, Paloa, Paele. Leap away to Tahiti, by the path of Nu'umealani, home of the gods. Will my lover Oha return? I belong to Honokaupu. From the top of the tossing surf waves, the eyes of the day and night are forgotten. Ko has a large konane board. This is the day, and tonight the eyes meet at Ko. When foreigners arrived on the Hawaiian Islands around the 1820s, they attempted to take control of the Hawaiian people. In doing so, the traditional Hawaiian culture and practices were prohibited and strongly discouraged during this time. Where Hawaiian women who were once praised for their strong and fearless ability to surf were now looked upon as shameful and obscene. Not only was there a massive change in the traditional Hawaiian practices, but our native land had also begun to transform to what we know now. In surfing, during the time of Kikayo Mamala, I feel women ruled the surf equally with males. But the strong outside influences, historically men dominated over a majority of society, and the role of importance that women played in surfing eventually diminished. It has taken many years for women to gain back the respect they so well deserve. Though women have gained respect from the surfing world, unfortunately I feel that it lacks the equality of the male counterpart. But women such as Rel Sun have played a part in making it possible for female surfers. Being a dedicated diver, canoe paddler, and passionate surfer, among many other accomplishments, such as her Menehune contests, she became the most accomplished water woman and the best female longboarder in the world. While attending a world contest in 1966, a decade later, she played a vital role in starting a world tour for women. Without her energy and compassion, many of the top male Hawaiian professionals, such as Johnny Combs to Sonny Garcia, would likely have ended up on the wrong side of the law. With her fearless skills and graceful style, it earned her the title Queen of Makaha. Quite simply, from Duke's passing in 1968 until cancer cut her life short toward the close of the century, there was no better Hawaiian representative for the sport of surfing than Rel Sun. In conclusion, though we do not live in the time of Mamala, the cultural importance women play within surfing are just as vital as the men, no matter what era, decade, and or century. Thankfully, people like Rel Sun have set a path and standard for women after them. It is just up to us to continue the journey. The ocean is more ancient than the mountains, and it is freighted with the memories and the dreams of those before us. When we ourselves feel that what we are doing is just a drop in the ocean, know that the ocean would be less because of that missing drop. This video is dedicated to my papa. Thank you for establishing the love and importance of the ocean within me. I am forever grateful. Mahalo Kumuian for passing on your knowledge, as well as opening a door of many possibilities. I am forever grateful. To my grandma and my husband, I am able to be proud of the woman I am today because of your love and support. Your continued belief in my abilities allow me to be as strong as I am. I am forever grateful. To this class, Kulia ikanu'u, Onipa'a, Pupukahi I holomua. Acquire skill and make it deep. If you want to become really good at anything, you've got to study hard and practice long until it gets deep and becomes a part of you. Strive for the summit. Stand firm and be steadfast. Unite to move forward. May we always be proud of our heritage while embracing our culture, and may our journeys through life be upon an epic wave. Mahalo for the experience. I am forever grateful. Make